Hi guys, well just a little intro about this clip. Basically what I've done is I've called up the Legal Aid Services, asking them what's entailed in doing it. The lovely lady Sharon emailed me the application form, which I had to peruse through. Obviously have a few questions, so I rang him back I emailed backwards and forwards first of all to try and get some answers that way. After a week or so I got no response, so I gave them a chase up. On the 1st of May, Sharon actually did respond after a week and had said that all I need to do is look it up in a dictionary. Well, as we all know, that's that's what I consider an ignorant response, to be quite honest with you. Shows ignorance of the legal system. So, what ensues is a 50-minute phone conversation with Graeme Metcalfe, who is the manager of the Legal Aid Services. Amazingly, he's not legally trained. He doesn't understand legalese because he's not legally trained, and he really didn't comprehend what I was trying to figure out and work through. He couldn't answer or give me any legal defined words. In fact, I clearly knew more about what I was talking about than he did. So, yeah, make your own decisions. I found it interesting that he berated and belittled me. He said I was doing all of these wonderful things. All I was doing was asking questions. I wanted to know what the interpretation of the word was from the author's perspective, because it doesn't matter what I think the word means. Alright? It's what the author believes the word means and the power behind that word, for that word to have any force and effect. Okay? And of course it's everyone's else belief whether or not that has force and effect as to whether or not you allow it to rule your life. Alright? He believes he's driving when he drives down to the beach. I believe he's just exercising his right to travel because he's not acting in commerce in any way, shape or form. So, just goes to show different perception. See what you think. Put your comments in the end of it. Don't care. It's all opinion. I find it all interesting. I find it very humorous, and I do this as well as to learn, just to see what other people comprehend, see what other people think, and yeah, cool shit. See what you think, guys. Enjoy. Okay, now we'll call North Shore City's Legal Aid Office, 488 5440.
Legal Aid Services, Sharon speaking.
Sorry, what was your name?
Sharon.
Sharon, hi. My name's Mark. I have two hearings or charges that I've pleaded entered a not plead guilty to. And the defended hearings on the 19th of May.
Okay.
I've spoken to citizen advice. I think I skipped a beat and went to public defenders over in the North Shore when I should have seen you guys first, or talked to you guys first. The thing is, I'm trying to find out just the meanings of these words. People are saying you need to talk to lawyers, and every time I talk to a duty solicitor, she gets up and walks out. So what do I do?
What is it? Are you wanting to inquire about legal aid?
Yeah. First of all, if myself through my person can get legal aid.
Right. Let me bob you onto a grants officer, and then you can ask those questions. Is that okay, Mark?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. Bear me 1 second.
Sure.
Hi, Mark. This is Amelia speaking.
Hi, Amelia. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah, just questioning. First of all, I've been spoken to a few people, Citizens Advice, Public Defenders Service, all those sorts of things. They've said I need to talk to you guys and find out about legal aid.
Okay, is this for criminal matter?
I've pled not guilty to it's a speeding ticket and a failure to produce a driver's license.
Okay.
So, as to whether or not criminal, non-criminal, civil,
Yeah.
I'm not getting a straight answer, so I can't give
Right.
you a straight answer on that one. I've asked if it's civil or criminal. I'm told one person at North Shore it's criminal, and the duty solicitor I talked to that walked out said it was a non-criminal. What is a non-criminal and what is an offence? You know, I'm asking some questions as to what an offence is. Is that wrong? Did I hurt somebody? Did I injure somebody? Did I cause damage? No one's giving me a straight answer.
Yeah. Sounds to me like you've been charged with some driving offences.
Yeah, and when I asked the constable on the side of the road what an offence was, he didn't tell me.
Right. Yeah.
It's because I hadn't, as far as I was aware, I hadn't hurt nobody. I hadn't caused damage or injury to anything.
It's a driving matter,
But I wasn't driving.
made. Right. Okay.
I was, I was using my property to go from point A to point B, but at no point was I operating under any licence.
Right.
It wasn't required. I didn't have any transporting any goods. I wasn't driving anyone anywhere. It was just me.
Okay.
So it wasn't a passenger vehicle. So it was just my private property that I was using to go from point A to point B.
Okay. Are you looking at how to apply for legal aid for the matters that you're facing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the man who identified himself as a constable, Neil Winterbottom, he stated to me that he believed I'd broken the law, and then he changed that to a rule. When he couldn't tell me what law it was, he said that it was a rule. I asked him if that rule was a legislative rule of society, and whether or not he believed I was within that society. I asked him where he derived his authority over myself, a man, and he said he did have authority over myself. There was no joinder in equity between myself and any person. So where did he derive his authority to tell me what to do on the side of the road? And when I asked him that, he got in his police vehicle and he ran over my toe and fled. So I've lodged an IPCA complaint against him, and all that the Independent Conduct Authority did was forward that straight to his superior officer, who didn't even interview me, the victim. And then he's saying that all of this is captured on videotape. The car on my foot, on video, and the senior sergeant said, there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
So, the Independent Police Conduct Authority goes sent to the police to investigate the police about the police, to get back to the police about what the police did wrong. That's not independent.
Right.
If you get my point, I mean,
Yeah, I do.
I want some justice. I mean, the guy pulled me over. He believed I'd done some offence. Now, I'm not a part of a legal society or any legal realm. I don't understand legalese. I'm just a simple man who speaks simple English. And if they can't, I don't understand any of it. I don't stand under anybody's authority. I'm a self-governing individual. So where did that man? I mean, if I was transporting goods or travelling, with passengers, of course I'd be using a licence, because you're required to, I believe.
Yeah.
But when I'm just going from point A to point B, then I don't. I'm not driving. I'm not doing it for any commercial gain.
Yeah.
So when that policeman who identified himself as a constable, who's supposed to be acting impartial under his oath to uphold common law of the land, then he starts becoming an enforcement officer for a Crown corporation, then he put on a different hat, and he had no authority over me as such. He had no authority over me because I hadn't committed any wrong. So I need someone to please explain to me what happened, why, apparently I need legal aid, apparently I need a translator.
Right.
So who's going to translate and not get out of the room and leave after talking to me for 5 minutes?
So you want to pursue this case against the police officers? Is that?
Well, I want to. Well, first of all, there's been two not guilty pleas entered on behalf of the person for his alleged offences he's stating. Now, I've asked for a signed sworn affidavit from him, from police prosecutions, James Gallagher, the police prosecutor, and he said it's not required. So where is there a valid claim? If there isn't someone willing to put their name on a bit of paper and sign and swear under oath that I did something wrong, then where's the validity? Because I'm happy to verify in a court of record that that man did me wrong by running over my foot. I limped for 3 days.
Yeah.
So whatever legislative rule he thinks I broke doesn't warrant his assault upon me. So as well as rebutting their false allegations, I also want to seek private prosecution against the man for the wrong that he committed against me. He trespassed.
Yeah.
He trespassed upon my rights to do as I wish.
Yeah. If you want to do that, you need to talk to the Rotorua Legal Aid Office because they handle civil matters, and that would be a civil matter.
Rotorua?
Or complaint against the police.
Okay. Why does it have to be Rotorua?
Because they deal with that type of application. We, in this office, we only deal with criminal and family, and criminal is if you face the actual charges.
Okay, so that's what they're trying to say, that my person's done on that day is that it's a criminal offence.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you charged with...
Yeah, I realise I've had to lower my standing to be a person within a society to get some sort of justice, but my whole point is every time I've asked these guys simple questions like where do they derive their authority over myself, a man, I don't get answered.
Yeah.
I've sent registered posts to them and they hide behind their secretary.
I've built... The only thing I can say for that matter, you need to talk to the Rotorua Legal Aid Office.
Okay. So for the driving offences?
Yeah. For driving offences, I can send you a legal aid application form.
Okay.
Could you send us an email, because then we can just reply back with a link form to complete, or else you could go to the court and ask a duty solicitor for a legal aid application form for criminal matters.
Okay. The email would be auckland.legalaid@justice.gov.
bt.nz. That's right.
Okay.
You just send an email there and ask for a criminal legal aid application form. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll send you a link.
I can do that. And once this legal aid application goes through, then what happens?
Then we'll process it. Take a couple of days usually, and we'll send you a letter once we've made a decision.
Okay. Cool. Well, is there any sort of office I can go in to do it to speed things up?
You could come to our office. It's in Takapuna.
Okay.
But basically, if you are able to email it back to us or fax it back to us, then...
Oh, I can email it. Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Do that way.
Okay. Sounds cool.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for listening to my rant. I'm sorry it was a little bit over the top.
If you want the complaint against the police, that would be the Rotorua Legal Aid Office. I can give you their phone number.
But I made a complaint against the police to the police,
Yeah.
and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So, how does that work? How does a policeman get in his vehicle, run onto my foot, then leave it parked on my foot, get out of the car, argue with me about it being on my foot, then get back in the car once he realises it's in my foot, and reverse off and then run away?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all on YouTube. All of this has been posted on YouTube for months. I've tried to contact Mike Bush, the police commissioner, about it. Nothing. No one wants to talk to me about how a guy gets to run over a fellow man on the side of the road. I don't get it. I mean, I'm not going to stop for any cops. If I see flashing lights in the mirror, I won't be stopping.
Yeah.
They can get stuffed if they think I'm going to get pulled over for some infringement or something, because they're infringing against my right to do as I bloody wish.
You want the phone number for the Rotorua Legal Aid Office?
Yeah, please.
Yep. Do you have a pen there?
Oh, hang on. Let me scroll down here, because I've got the justice.gov page open. Is that 350-1090? Is it?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can email them as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me know about that, because I mean, I would have just been chasing my tail up here with police prosecutions, and I mean, I asked the North Shore District Court at the time, when I've been in there a couple of times, and asked Rachel Allen, the registrar at North Shore. I said, what do I need to do to bring a private prosecution against the man that did me wrong? And she said, I need 3 things. She said I needed a charging document, a statement of facts, signed and sworn, and Oh, there was one other incident. There were 3 things that I needed. So how can this entity called the police bring a charge against me without those same things?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you've got to, it's like getting a warrant. You've got to have a judge sign and stamp it and put his name to it. Otherwise, there's no one to hold back for liability. So if that man's making the allegation I've done something wrong, he's got to be held liable for it, surely. So if he's going to make a statement, I would have thought he'd have to...
fine. I think, get an email to the referral office.
Yeah, I will do. Thank you again.
What direction to go in? You're welcome.
Cool. You have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.